can give a title to this morning's message while you go into Jeremiah 12 verse 5, I would say, be the horse that you are meant to be. Be the horse that you are meant to be. The Bible says here in Jeremiah chapter 12 verse 5, if you walk with footmen, now when it speaks about footmen, it speaks about foot soldiers, foot soldat. If you walk with footmen, they will make you tired and warn you out. How will you then outrun race horses and horses of war? If you stumble over your feet on level ground in broad daylight, how will you then survive your way through the thick bushes on the other side of the Jordan? When God speaks to Jeremiah, He's actually here busy confronting Jeremiah on his walk with footmen. He's confronting him in his walk with footmen, and he says to him, he says, if you walk with footmen, they will make you tired and warn you out. How will you then outrun real race horses and horses of war? If your walk with footmen warns you out and makes you tired, how do you think you can walk or run with race horses and run with horses of war? And what God is basically saying here to Jeremiah is, Jeremiah, I'm not saying that you are a footman. But what I'm saying is that your walk with footmen is going to make you become just like them, and that is a footman. I want you to understand, Jeremiah, that you are not a footman. I want you to understand that this kind of footman will make you tired. They are strategically placed into your life to warn you out. But I want you to know that you are different from them. I want you to know that you are not like them. There's something in you that's different from them. And you mingling, you socializing, you walking with footmen is going to make you become a footman. Proverbs chapter 27 verse 17 says that iron sharpens iron, and so does one person sharpens the personality, the behavior, and the entire nature of the other. Iron sharpens iron, and so does one person sharpens the personality, the behavior, and the nature of another. So he says, in you socializing with these people all the time, walking with these people all the time, they are busy sharpening you. You're going to become just like them. You are not just making friends. Friends are making you. That's why the saying says, show me your friends and I'll tell you exactly who you are. And we are so desperate in making friends. We are so desperate in inviting friends. We are so desperate to fit in that we will do anything just to be accepted. And God is saying here, Jeremiah, I'm telling you, you are becoming a footman while you are actually a racehorse. So my question here this morning is, who is sharpening you? Who is sharpening you? Because if you listen carefully, you almost sound like that person. If you listen very carefully, you're also making the same kind of statements that person is making. Who is sharpening you? You're not just dressing the same way. You're becoming like that person. You're not just cutting your hair the same way. You're becoming like one another. So if you want to know how your life is going to end up, look at this person who's in your life at this moment, sharpening and shaping your life. If this person's life is a failure, it's only a matter of time before your life is going to fall apart and you're going to become a failure, because iron sharpens iron. So Jeremiah wants you to understand that you are becoming like this footman. So who is sharpening you? With who are you walking with? You need to find the kind of people that can stretch you, support you and push you. Just because some people in this place, in this community have not made it in life, does not mean you cannot make it in life.
Yes.
But you have to get rid of footmen that want to rest at every corner, talk nonsense at every opportunity. You have to get yourself away from such kind of people. So Jeremiah, you are becoming like these footmen. Not everybody can walk with you. Let's make peace with that.
Yes.
Not everybody can be your friend. So the second thing that he tells here, or he says here to Jeremiah, he says, if footmen makes you tired and worn you out, how will you outrun race horses and horses of war? He helps Jeremiah to understand you are running. Jeremiah, you are in the wrong race.
Sure.
You're not supposed to be in a race with footmen. That's a different race. That's an average race. You're supposed to be in the race of race horses, horses of war. So Jeremiah, you are missing out on the excitement. You are missing out on the action. And you are missing out on all the adrenaline for your life. You are walking with footmen. You are in a race of footmen, and that's why your life is so dry and boring. You're frustrated and you don't know why. You are depressed and you don't know why. Because you are in a wrong race. He says you're supposed to be in a race of excitement, of a race of healthy competition. You're supposed to be in a race, Jeremiah, of action and adrenaline. That race is a race against race horses, because you are not a footman, Jeremiah. You are a race horse. In fact, Jeremiah, you are a horse of war. You are a racehorse. You are made for excitement. That's why you are so depressed, because you don't understand that boringness is not part of your nature. To be stagnant is not part of your nature. That's why you are in a life of procrastination. What is procrastination? Procrastination is a life of constant frustration. It's a life of constant frustration. It's a life of constant stagnation. There's no progress in your life. Year in, year out, on the same level. When you are in your life of constant frustration, I mean, you're trying everything, but nothing seems to bring satisfaction. in your life. When you are in a time of life where you go and sleep tired and wake up being more tired, you are in a life of procrastination. When you want to go for your goals, but there's always somebody pulling you back, you are in a life of procrastination. When you believe that you can do this and that, but there's always somebody making you believe that you don't have what it takes to do that and that, you are in a life of procrastination. God wants to set us free from a life of procrastination. Just because you are living a good life does not mean that's the best, because there's still such a thing as better and best. And sometimes we settle for certain best. We are so afraid of taking risk. And God wants to take you further, but you're in the wrong race. You are a race horse. You are a race horse. Don't just walk. Don't walk with footmen. They're gonna warn you out. They're gonna make you tired. So he says, Jeremiah, you are in the wrong race. Jeremiah, you are not a footman. You are a race horse. He said, Jeremiah, listen here. You are missing the excitement, the action, and all the adrenaline of your life. Now let's look quickly because I'm heading to close. Now let's look quickly. If you look at a few characteristics of a horse. Now listen. Now a horse, a race horse, or even a horse of war, is made by God. When you go into the Bible, it's made by God. God has made a horse for racing, for competitive racing, and He has made a horse for war. A horse for war. So, you, Jeremiah, you, AFM Victory Christian Center, you, Mr. So-and-so, you, Mr. So-and-so, you young man, you young lady, you are a racehorse. God has made you and has given you the ability, the nature to be competitive in life. He has made you for war. You are made for trouble. You're not supposed to run away from trouble. You are made for trouble. When things go wrong in your life, you are made to deal with it. When people scandalize your name, perform character assassinations, when people plotting against you, when people are scheming against you, when people are sabotaging you, that is not a time to give up. You're supposed to handle things like that. Another thing also about the horse is that a horse, the bigger the challenge, the louder the screaming, the shouting and cheering on of people on the grandstand, the bigger and the better the performance of the racehorse is.
Come on. Oh my God.
The more the arrows fly to the sky, the more the bullets are flying to the sky, the more there's a swinging of swords, shiny swords. The more there's spears being thrown, the more there's javelins being thrown, the more he sees these things, the more he smells the blood, the more he smells the gunpowder on the battlefield, the more adrenaline he He does not only laugh, but he jokes at the war. And then Jeremiah says in the Hebrew translation, he says, while the horse is laughing and joking, not fearing for the bullets, the arrows, the spears, the javelins, and the gunpowder, but get more excited. The Hebrew Bible says, he shouts, another translation says, he says, aha. So when the enemy comes with all his weapons, when spears and javelins, when arrows and bullets and gunpowder is happening around you, it's not a time to run away, but it's a time to get excited. It's a time to smile and laugh and say, yeah. Excited, not intimidated. The more intense, the better. The more intense is our joy, our laughter, our shout. It means bring it on, bring it on. I am made for this. Bring it on! I love this! Bring it on! I won't fear anything! Bring it on! This is my world! This is my battlefield! This is my life! So you think you're gonna scare me with your threats? I am made for threats. So you think you're gonna put me off with your petty jealousy? I am made for bigger things, baby. You think that you gonna make me feel uncomfortable in this place? Hey, en kry vir my 'n tafel en 'n stoel en terwyl ons allemaal wag op die hoofgerecht, enjoy het zolang die peanuts en die mintsweets op die tafel. Maar ek gaan nergens. So if you cannot handle me, I can handle you and all of you, because I am made for this. The devil is a liar. I'm not gonna resign for your satisfaction. I'm not gonna go to the doctor for sleeping tablets. The devil is a liar. I am made for this. You've messed around with me for too long. I am made for this devil. You thought by now I would have been buried, but I'm still alive. I'm gonna use every strength in me to get back on the battlefield. Because I am made for this. You thought you could recruit your buddies. You think you can recruit your sister's fellowship with tea and biscuits. You thought that you could make me feel as if I don't matter. Had it not been for you giving me all this stress and all of these things, I would have never known what was in me. I used to cry all the done. But I have discovered that there is a horse in me that laughs, that jokes, that gets excited in the midst of gunpowder and conflict and war. You have just empowered me.
Come on.
You have released and woke up the walls in me. I used to walk slow feet, but now you don't know what you have done, devil. You have just brought a kick in my feet. I feel energy is coming back. I feel strength is coming back. For this is the year of supernatural strength. A horse has a big head. His head is bigger than many other animals. And so it's important that if you want to be that racehorse, if you want to be that horse of war, surround yourself with people who can think bigger than you, who can introduce you into bigger conversation, who can help you see the bigger picture, because a real horse has a bigger head than many other animals. A horse, when you look at its eyes, the eyes of the horse are not in front of his head but next to his head. And this enables the horse to have a 350 to a 360 degrees of range vision. With 65 degrees of his range vision, he's using that for binocular vision. Binocular vision means to see far. And with a 285 degrees of range vision, he uses that to look next to him, to look behind him and around him without even the horse needing to turn his head. So you are so equipped that even with your 360 degree vision, you have the ability not to just look here at Bonita Park, but to look further. You have a 285 degree range vision to be constantly aware of objects and dangerous potential things around you and behind you without you having to look back. The devil think that you're gonna look back on your past. It's no longer needed for you to look at your past, because you have a 285 degree range vision that helps you to look at the back without you having to confirm, is that what you really see? You don't have to do a blind spot. A horse has stronger legs, very strong legs. Why? Because he has the ability to carry heavy loads far distances. You have to allow yourself to be surrounded with people stronger than you, people who can carry heavy things and stay focused, not putting on you. Some people wonder, when things just get tough, they out of your life, you have to surround yourself with people who are stronger than you, that can carry a load with you and not put on you. Surround yourself with people who can look far. Surround yourself with people who are constantly aware of their surroundings. They are not narrow-minded. The sad thing is when God now lastly said to Jeremiah, he says, if you're not careful, Jeremiah, to realize that you are in a wrong race, that you are not a footman but a race horse, a horse of war. He says these people will not just make you tired, they will not just warn you out, but Satan is using them so that you will at the end of the day have no power, no strength, no energy to get across the thick bushes that are behind the Jordan River. Now the Jordan River was the border into the promised land, Canaan. And it says here, you are so close to the border, you are so close to your promises, but listen here, you have to cut off these people so that you can build up your strength, build up your energy, build up your time, and make sure that you have enough stamina that when you cross the Jordan River, that you can run through those hungry lions waiting for you on the other side. That's the reason. Because there are hungry lions waiting for you to cross the border, and will not allow you to achieve and to enjoy your promises. That's why you have to let go of those footmen. That's why you have to let go of that dead weight, because it's going to catch up with you and those hungry lions are going to devour you. Many of you are so close to your border, so close to the promises that God has made unto you, but it's time for you, as difficult as it is, Jennifer, to break away from footmen. You have come too far to be denied. You've gone through too much to be denied. You have to put up with so much, you have put up with so much trouble and nerve-wracking nonsense to be devoured. This is the time to receive the strength of God, the supernatural strength of God, and not allow a person to up and drain your strength, drain your energy, waste your time, because you need all of your strength, all of your energy, all of your time to cross that border and to get through those lions, because you are a race horse. Is there anybody receiving this morning?
Yes.
Be the horse that you are supposed